Guys, don't do the same mistake I done just now. I cannot tell you enough about safety when it comes to gas. I shit you not. This video was going to start out cooking on top of this. Well, silly me. I don't know what I was thinking. Do yourself a favour, guys. Before you do the same mistake I do, and watch this video right through to the end. It may save yourself. Enjoy. Yeah. I kid you not. Have fun. Oh, let me clean these glasses. Hi guys, good morning and welcome back to Phil's Camping and Touring. There is a big advantage with these Winnerwells and those backpacker ovens is that you can actually bake on a budget. You can roast on the budget without taking a lot of gear and without it being so heavy. Now, there's a quote that I get on a regular basis, guys, and a question that I get a lot. Yeah, that is all fine with all this 240 volt gear you got, but I can't afford that. Well, most people don't have 240 volt gear in their vehicles, which is true, guys, which is true. Now in my case, I'm able to take a 240 volt air fryer. I own two. One's from JB Hi-Fi and it only cost me about $50. The other one is the Taste the Difference Deluxe, which is a lot bigger and able to cook my roasts in there. And it's also got a rotisserie in it. I've got it right this time, guys. Rotisserie. If you've seen some of my videos in the past, I've had trouble calling a rotisserie, and I've always called it a rotisserie. But no, it's not a rotisserie. It's a rotisserie. I finally got it, guys. And I can't believe it. I didn't even think about it, guys, and it just came to me mind. A rotisserie. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just I'm just impressed. Okay, no more mumbo jumbo. Let's go on to. Okay, so what if you're on a budget now, guys? What if you're on a budget? Most of you are, and also you want to keep your weight down. Well, remember that video I did recently comparing the Winnerwell oven with my backpacking oven. Now the backpacker oven, as great as it is, guys, it's too small. To be frank, it's too small. It's a backpacker oven. Now they do have a larger size. It's not as good as that smaller one, because being that it's made of such thin material, so lightweight, it warps, buckles quite a fair bit, guys. Pretty much good for one person, really. At a squeeze, you might get two people to feed out of a meal cooked in that. That's where these Winnerwells come in. Now I want to thank Stephen and Annie from FJ Camping and Touring, because they put me onto the Winnerwell gear. I'd never seen them before until they mentioned it, and then when I went camping with them, I've seen them use the Winnerwell gear. So they make some fantastic gear, and they're built to last, as they're predominantly all made in stainless steel. Hence this is made in nice shiny stainless steel. But it's not going to stay shiny for long, guys, because I haven't used this yet. And guess what? We're going to use this for the first time today, and you're going to join me. Yes, you're going to join me. So what are we going to cook? We're just going to make it easy right now. So I'm just going to cook a frozen pie in here, guys. Now, this would be ideal for you guys out there who loves the idea of my air fryers but can't afford or don't want to put the 240 volt system in their vehicle like I have. Recently, Terry, that you would have met in the last video that I filmed prior to this one here, where he made that surprise for me on that cutting board. And Terry, I still have not, it's been well over a week now, and I still have not put a knife onto it. I showed one of my mates that cutting board yesterday, and he thinks I should hang it up on the wall as an art material, and I'm kind of agreeing with him there. It's too good to use. But hey, one day I might surprise myself, and you might see in one of my camping videos sitting here cutting up some, but I'll tell you what, it'll be the bluntest knife that I can find. Now, I mentioned before, budget. This is a good budget way to do this. Now, I'm sure a lot of yous, how many of you folks would own one of these? Generally pick them up for $25, $30, $40. This is what I used when I went to Fraser Island recently. I cooked predominantly in this here because I had to take out as much gear out of the vehicle because we had an additional fridge in there. And also, guys, I've got a visitor here, my sister's dog, and he's so happy. Unfortunately, he's just had a haircut by the looks of it. Unfortunately, I can't pick him up, he's too heavy. If I could have picked him up, I'll be able to show you. Let's set this up and give this a go. There's nothing much wrong with them, they're fine. Except that there's a bit of wind around, guys. They don't work too good. And I wouldn't trust on them 100%. I'd still bring some form of backup item to cook. Alright, let's see if we can remember how this goes back together, shall we? Get back together. Actually, more like, let's see if we can remember how it dismantles. Guys, I'm going to have to re-watch my video on this, on the Winnerwell camp stove, on how to pack this back away, because it's got me lost how it all goes back together again. I'm sure it's a simple way, but I haven't figured it out yet. But we know how easy it is to put together. So as you can see, you've got these clips, these little hooks. They turn like so, and they hook in place. You've got another one in the back here. And you check this out, guys. And you got these walls. You see this? And they just slide up like so. And these just hook in place. So, very sturdy. Next we do is put the shelves in. Shelf we might have to put in from the door, I'm not too sure. Oh, here we go. That did work. Put the other shelf in. If you're cooking a roast, you only need the one shelf, guys. Okay, Stephen, help me here. I'm sure there's an easier way of putting these together. And then we've got a lid that goes on the top, like so. And we just put these in. So it's only the second time I've done this, guys, but that's now all set up. Luckily there's not a lot of wind blowing. And then all we do is set this on top here. That's been going now for a couple of minutes, and I'm just taking notice of the temperature, and as you can see, it's just starting to move now. Now it's just hit 50 degrees Celsius. So we're going to cook a pie. I'll just grab the pie now. So it's just a regular 4 and 20 Angus Aussie beef pie, and it's frozen, guys, so we're going to try this cooked for frozen. I generally cook it for just over half an hour in the air fryer. It's the beauty with the air fryer, guys, is they actually do cook a lot quicker. And we're looking at about 180 degrees Celsius. So we want to try to get this on about 180 degrees Celsius if we can. Well, we might put it on the top. I can feel the heat coming out there. There's quite good heat there now. Yeah, see, that temperature's slowly building up now. We're looking at 75 degrees Celsius, so that's working quite well. One thing I noticed on the bottom of the Winnerwell oven, it's got a fine mesh on there. And I can see the mesh is actually drooping down a bit from the heat. Now, because it's so fine, it would do that. But when you look at the manual, guys, the Winnerwell oven, it's designed to sit on something that's a bit more substantial. What I mean by that, if we can zoom in on this, you can see here, it's sitting on top of a hot plate. Although here it is showing it's sitting on a fireplace, but if you take notice, there's lots of little grates on the fireplace, which will seem to support that mesh a bit better. But after I finish cooking and it cools down, that mesh will probably shrink back to its original proper shape. And I've got the temperature up to 150 degrees and I'm still building up slowly, but I don't like it, guys. I don't like it. I'm not going to keep going because this is really hot, guys. I think it's dangerous, so I'm actually going to turn this off now. Oh, let's just clean these glasses. You got to be really careful with these when you've got these gas canisters that are so close. I do own a backpacker stove, which unfortunately you cannot buy here in Australia, that can withstand type of heat like this. But it's only 3 prongs, so it doesn't have enough support for this, and I don't think it'll work. So guys, Terry, he'll have to get back to us because I know you tried this and you had some success, and you mentioned that the stove didn't get hot. Now I'm thinking my issue is that this one is too small. I think this is too small, so you really need something. Is this going to be too hot? Yeah. Oh, yep. You really need this. I wonder if I had this over that way a bit more, but I'm not happy with that support. I don't think that's support enough. I mean, if you had a roast in there and it just happens to turn over this side, that's just going to tip over, guys. And that's a bit dangerous. I think there'd be enough heat transmitted off this to still affect this. What I might do is wait for this to cool down a bit and turn it on and see if that makes a difference. It's about 10 minutes later. See what happens, shall we? So obviously must be a way to do it, so I think it's a matter of just choosing the correct burner. This was way too hot. You do got to be very careful with these because this is an oven. I think the ideal way to use this on top of my camp cube, for instance, this is absolutely perfect for that. It sits on it, supports very well, and there's no issues of what I'm showing you right here. Now already I can feel, I'm going to turn this off, guys. Honestly, I only just turned this on and I can already feel that almost too hot to touch. A lot of these gas cookers have actually got O-ring seals in them, and they can only withstand, now this is the safety advice, guys, they can only withstand a certain temperature, and this is going to go up to 200 degrees Celsius. So the temperature that radiates off this, I can feel here, just standing here now, guys, and it feels like it's a hot summer day, just the temperature that's coming off this. I wouldn't use this on top of a gas cooker unless you know 100% for sure that it can withstand these high heat. And in fact, I'm happy that I did film this. So this is a really important safety tip here, guys. Now, I have seen what can happen. I have seen what happens when you overheat some of the gas stoves. Gas leaks, and you can imagine what the outcome is like then. So it's very dangerous. In fact, it's scary just sitting right. That's starting to cool down now. It's scary just sitting on here. I was quite amazed how hot that got, because the temperature that just radiates off this. And to be frank, guys, it only got up to 150 degrees Celsius. I suggest to use it how it's designed, and you could just sit this on top of a few pieces of coals and you'll cook a mighty good meal on this. Make sure it's charcoal. It's not charcoal like the Easy Light charcoal, because they've got chemicals in them, so it can put a chemical throughout your food. You don't want to do that. So ideally use non-treated. If you're going to use your own timber, make sure it's non-treated. So don't go buy the pine with treat in it and then make a fire and then sit this on the top. Okay, you might get a little bit sick if you did that. You'll have the contamination will go through your food. So it's all about safety, guys. But my recommendation is not to use this one from primers. Way too hot, way too dangerous, and not stable enough. So guys, till next time, take care, look after yourself, be safe. Be safe, as we found out here. This video has gone longer than expected, but I think it's some very important safety tips in here for you to be aware of if you plan to buy one of these and put it on a gas stove. Just be very careful. Okay, till next time. Cheers. See ya. Bye. I kid you not. Have fun.